Hi everybody, I have amazing news. The Lasik worked this time. Woo! Okay. You have no idea how relieved I am. The doctor is relieved. I'm just so relieved. Okay. In this video, we're gonna talk about what the actual surgery is like from my perspective, from my eyes and my ears, and what the doctor was saying to me, which is my ears. Two, what actually went wrong. I might do that one first. And then three, the after effects, and then some like bonus content because I just want to talk about books in every video. First, what actually went wrong last time? How the doctor explained it to me is that there's two lasers. The first laser creates, I guess like generates is the right term, a cone, as in like it creates an area it scans an area and tells the cutting laser this is where we cut, and then step two, it makes the cut within that area. And what the doctor explained to me was they had set the wrong cone size when they set up the machine for my surgery. I wasn't using like a tone or anything bad. I just very plainly said, is that a human error or a machine error? And she honestly told me that it was a human error. They had selected a medium size instead of a small size for my eye. And she said it was okay. She said it was human and computer error because the computer should have caught that. But the human was the one who inputted the original incorrect setting. So what had happened was the laser had created the cone around my eye, and then it had made a cut in its brain, in the computer's point of view. It has made an incision within the cut area, the cone. She kept calling it cone, like I guess it's like a cone of light. So the laser had made a cut within the cone, but in reality there was no cut because it was set like, I guess it was set to like cut out here when it was supposed to cut in here, and it didn't. Obviously, like, it didn't singe my face or anything, and that's what went wrong. And she said they checked it about like 20 times before they called me in, and it wasn't gonna happen again. And she was like, I really need this to go well. And I was like, you and me both, girl. Like, it's my eyes, and I've been like dreading this. I went in not terrified, but like, let's just say I was super nervous and like scared because it was awful that it happened. And like 2 nights prior, I had woken up in the morning and my eye felt like it was on fire, like it had just happened to me again. It could have been phantom pains, but it kind of went away throughout the day. Like, honestly, I don't remember. I just remember the pain of when I woke up and it hurt. In case you guys don't remember or haven't watched my previous video of when my LASIK failed the first time, I'm gonna put a link in the description to watch it. And here's a tiny recap of why I needed to get LASIK done. So a year ago in July, I got the EVO ICL surgery where they kind of embed like I call it a contact lens inside your eyeball behind the iris, and basically you're able to see. Because my prescription was a little higher, it's at 6 point something. It was more recommended versus doing LASIK, which is they lift your cornea, they create a flap of your cornea and then like burn away some stuff so then you can see better through it. Because it was a higher prescription, it means they would have to cut away more or fire away more of the cornea, so it's not as recommended. It's more recommended for people with lower prescriptions. And another reason I chose the one I chose was that the EVO ICL surgery is reversible if needed. Not that you should be digging into your eyes and taking things in and out willy-nilly, but it's a possibility, as well as I could have other surgeries on top of that if my eyeballs increase or anything else over time. And in the future, 20, 30, 40 years from now, if there's a different technology, a better technology, I can also elect to remove the EVO ICL and have that other technology done. Of course, all of that will cost money. The LASIK I had done was, as one of the side effects, it doesn't happen to everybody, it happened to me unfortunately, I developed a little bit of astigmatism from the original surgery. My right eye can't really see well in dim lighting, especially at nighttime when I'm driving. I had trouble like driving home from Disney. I couldn't see the freeway signs. It wasn't clear until I was way close to it, or I'd have to flash my high beams just so I could see it better. And that's a huge problem when you pay a lot of money, a lot of thousands of dollars to get your eyes fixed, and that's a major problem to have. And the doctor was kind enough. She said that because she did the original surgery, she will do this for free. We had a 20-minute call where she discussed with me my options, and I went with the Lasik. Because the other option was called a PRK, and it was way scarier. They burn off the top layer of your cornea or something like that, and you just feel like your eyeballs on fire for 2 whole weeks. Whereas the Lasik, you're pretty much up and ready within the same day, but of course you should rest your eyes as much as you can the day of. So that was the reason I am getting LASIK this time. Now onto the actual surgery. This is just my personal experience from my point of view, laying in that bed, and from what I saw and what I heard. So step 1 was to lay down, of course, and close your eyes. And what the doctor did was they put some numbing drops in my eye, and then I forgot the order, but she taped my eyelid. Like, she said she taped my eyelashes, and I feel like I can still feel it. I can smell the tape, the smell of the sticky on the tape. I can still smell it. It smelled like painter's tape or masking tape. It's that kind of glue on that tape. So what she did was, like, she taped my eyelid open here and here, and I felt like they probably pulled out a few of my eyelashes, and I'm still feeling phantom pain of, like, there's something like on my eye, like on my lash line. Obviously it's not there anymore. And after that, felt like I couldn't see anything, obviously, because I was just like that. It felt like she put like those things in to keep my eye open, and they felt like plastic. It looked clear, like clear, so I assumed it was clear plastic. So she put those in, and those were quite irritating. I could in the moment I could feel them like digging into my eyelids after the tape. She said, like, hold still, don't move, don't blink. There is a green light that I'm looking at, like straight coming straight at me. So I'm staring at that, and then it kind of like blurs and kind of gets bigger, and it's not just one dot of laser light. It just, you know how like when sometimes you stare at a light and it kind of like, you know, fogs out. It was like that. And then I don't know if it got closer or what, but just keep, they want you to look straight and don't like rotate your eyes or look around, right? So I'm looking at that, and then it was like the first step. It did something like the green kind of goes in and out, it kind of disappears for a while, but keep looking straight. And then the second thing, she's like, okay, I guess that was like the cone that it's supposed to create. It did that. The second part was, it's gonna make the incision, and they double, triple, quadruple. She said they checked it like 20 times. You can smell flesh burning. It's I don't know if people know the smell of burning flesh. Like, if you singe your hair, it's like that smell. And it's not pleasant. Like, there should have been, I mean, obviously no fan in case like particles or anything, but like there should have been something to get that like smoke smell out, away from me, my face and my nose. After that, they like pivot. So like, it's really fun, not fun, because I don't like when people move me against my will. I like to move myself. It's on a bed that's like on a rotate, and they pivot me to like just sitting here. And then what the doctor did was, like, she took some tools and then she opened the flap that the first laser cut, and she said, there's a beautiful flap. And I'm like, oh my god. No, I said thank god. Like, I'm not religious, I don't pray, I don't, but I do say, I guess they're called profanities, but I did say thank god. And I did have my buddy with me. He was supporting me throughout the entire thing. I've been sleeping with him for the last month, just to bring a sense of security, so that when he's with me during the surgery, it will continue. I was holding him like this, and then sometimes I would rotate like this. Like, this guy, he's been through it. He's my security right now. So she opened the flap, and at that point, I think my vision went a little blurry. And then they pivot me to the next laser. And in the next laser, I couldn't see, I think there was like a green dot and a red light that was like a little bit bigger than the green one, so they were kind of like fading in and out of each other. They told me to look straight at that, and this laser was like, I don't know if anyone's ever had laser removal, but they make a sound that's like like a rattling gun. Gatling gun? So the second laser did that, and there was more singeing smell. It was really, 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 really strong. That was scary. And I believe what that one was it was like cutting out the bit in my cornea that it needed to do to help fix the eye problem. And then she slid me, the bed slid back to the middle, and then she put the flap back in, she put some water in it, just to like slide it out. Like when you put on a contact lens, it's easier when your eye's wet and not dry. So she kind of did that and put it back in. And that was the whole surgery. Afterwards, let's see, they put in an antibiotic drop. So I was not prescribed, they just handed it to you. I guess it's a prescription if the doctor gives it to you. I was given instructions to use these drops once every 2 hours, and that is why I have white eye boogers, because they come out white. Or the liquor kind of comes out kind of yellowy, but it dries white like this. So I'm just leaving that there. And then I have to use these artificial tears eye drops every hour just to keep my eye lubricated so it can heal. And your aftercare instructions says recommended to keep your eyes closed for 8 hours after your surgery, just so you can like let it rest and heal and like figure itself out. And like the anesthesia is gonna wear off, so it's gonna start hurt, and it definitely did. And they also give me this clear eye shield. It's like an eye patch, but it's not an eye patch. It's a clear piece of plastic that you tape over your eye, and that is to protect anything from stabbing your eye. And my instructions are, I am not allowed to, I mean, you should never, but I'm not allowed to touch my eyes for 2 weeks. I have to wear the eye shields for 2 weeks. I can't get my, like, water in my eyes, like swimming or any other water related things. So I don't think I'll be going on any rides at Disney for a while. I kind of regret not going this week, because I should have remembered that I would be out of commission for 2 weeks. Maybe I'll just go on the kiddie rides, but not on the adult rides. Like, I can't do Guardians for 2 weeks, which makes me sad. And as well, I can't wear makeup on my right eye for 2 weeks. So I could do the left one potentially, but that would be weird. So what I've noticed so far in the less than 24 hours since I got home from the surgery is I'm frequently feeling like there's an eyelash or something in my eye, and I immediately do the clear drops, and then I'll check to see if there's like an eyelash out of place. And there's a little bit of throbbing and pain, but other than that, like, everything's fine. I haven't thankfully had the urge to rub my eye, but I have had my little baby hairs, like, not baby hairs, they like kind of go in my eye, and that irritates it. And like everyone, I don't know, my personal initial reaction to anything is to rub my eyes, and I've been working really, really hard on not doing that since my eye surgery. I'm kind of bad at it, but I've been trying to for the last year to work on that. And I think that's all I have to say about the eye surgery. Now I'm going to talk about some books. So you can click off now. Bye! I read this. This is book 1. This is not book 2. They are in the same-ish universe. I don't even know if they're in the same high school, but these characters don't meet these characters. I read this one. I'm not going to read this one. I saw some reviews, and like the first chapter, I didn't like it, so I'm not going to complete it. I took it off my wish list on Libby and everything. So I'm going to return these. I just picked up this. This is book 2 of King of Scars. And this is the biggest book I've ever seen. I think it's bigger than Harry Potter 7, or it might be the same size. But I did flip through it really quick, and I saw that the map is so beautiful and so detailed. I might make a photocopy of this and just look at it while I'm reading. But right now I'm reading a book about flowers. Let me show you real quick. Let's see if it'll do it this time. My Kindle's wake up time. Why is it always fast when I want to show you? Okay, let me see. I got this on September 30th, I think in the daytime, and I plugged it into the wireless charger and charged it to full. And now it's October 11th, and it is at 43% battery. Now, that is 11 and a half days. So, and I've been reading it pretty much like 80 or 90% of those days. Means I looked it up and it's supposed to have a 12-week max, up to 12-week battery life. And if it's at 43 at 11 and a half days, that's a 1/7 of 12 weeks. I did turn off auto sync and I hope that helps. I might I want to do an experiment is I'm going to turn auto sync back on and see how many days it takes for it to go down to 0% and then fully charge it, turn off auto sync and see how long that takes, because if it's supposed to go up to 12 weeks, I should be able to last a month without charging at all and using it. Like, unless it's talking about like 12 weeks if you leave it in your drawer, like that's silly, right? They don't expect it to be the time for people who actually use it, unless that's what they do, because I know like there's a lot of fibbing in device descriptions and such. Anyways, thanks for watching and I will see you next time. Hopefully I'll get to go to Disney this upcoming week.